Hey y'all, what's going on? Welcome back to another Clash of Legions video. It's me, Guillotine. Today we're going to be going over Clan Wars. It's going to be a little bit more of a laid-back commentary. Got the face cam on. I really just want to explain to those who don't know what Clan Wars is, how they work, and show you some gameplay. So every Tuesday night starts the collections event. At least it's Tuesday night for me. This is a global game, so depending on where you live, but I live in Central Standard Time, so 7 p.m. The collections event, you play 3 matches. It's going to be one of 3 arcade-style games. They can be a whole lot of fun. I'm glad it's not the main game, but they're really interesting and goofy, and you get in some cool scenarios. So the 3 games are Card Scramble, Speed Up, and Giantization. Giantization is what we've got this week. I'll make videos on the other ones when they are up. But today I just want to focus on Giantization. It's a 1v1v1. It's got its own special map. It's kind of cool. There's a lookout tower in the middle. The top right is all snowy. The top left is all kind of lava-y. And the bottom, I guess, left is really foresty. The way the game works is all your units are level 1. And they grow up in levels as they get kills. And also when they grow up, they get just stupidly big. It's kind of goofy. You don't get to pick your cards in collections battles. So as you can see here, I got a pretty decent deck. I've got some hounds, ninjas, elves, but sometimes you get cards that are just hot garbage, laughably bad. Sometimes you get a chance to discover new combinations. In this first game, the third guy quit like instantly, which is kind of weird. Never really see that during Clan Wars, so it kind of just turns into a 1v1. So I send out some dogs to go find him, just see what he's working with. Right around here, I see he's got the electric tower, so I'm like, what the hell? I go for a hound drop, which is... It's kind of goofy, but it actually works really well against electric towers. So I just, build 10 dogs, put them in a drop ship, and we're gonna go see if we can do any damage in his gold line. I'm gonna let the gameplay roll. Just wanted to bring some personality into the channel. A few people have asked me why me, an American, Wei Gugin, a foreigner, joined a Korean clan. I guess the story goes is I had left my current clan because the leader had become inactive and everyone was going to different places. I didn't really know where I wanted to go. And around that same time, the servers had just opened up to Korean players. There was one of the only Clash of Legions like official tournaments, and the Korean player Novice won. Shout out to Novice. It became really obvious pretty quick that most Korean players are just extremely good at this game. Korean gamers have a very stout reputation when it comes to RTS games. I've always loved RTS games. I've always wanted to be good at RTS games and never was. And so I just reached out one day. I saw that they were recruiting and I was like, hey, I'm an American. It's kind of weird. I don't know if any of you know English. I certainly don't know Korean. But if you're looking for someone, I would happily join the clan. I really just want to learn from who I consider to be the best. And yeah, the rest is, I guess, history. The first couple months in the clan were kind of awkward because no one would talk to me, or, you send an invite to do a team game and it gets rejected nonstop. And it's like, do they not like me? But come to find out, since there is that language barrier, there's also a 14-hour time difference. But a lot of them don't use the game chat. We talk on an app called Kakao Talk. And so once I was able to get integrated there, it became a really good time. Everyone is full of character, very nice, amazing people. A lot of us are parents. So it's just kind of cool to have friends around the world that are also doing the same things that you're doing in life. You see them camping with their kids and eating good food, young entrepreneurs. It's pretty cool. I've even gotten to pick up on a little bit of Korean along the way, which I've always wanted to learn a foreign language, so I'm kind of diving into that when I have the time. Also found out kind of by chance that the neighborhood that I live in down here in New Orleans has a pretty decently sized Korean population. I've become a regular at a Korean restaurant up the road, and I'm just learning about the culture because these are people that I now consider friends. And of course, on top of all that, the original reason why I joined the clan, to get better. I've gotten immensely better since I've joined the clan, and it's a lot of tough love. You get into some matches with, there's Mid, there's number one mechanic, Pink Foxy, Boncour, and they don't hold back, even in ranked. But they're always kind, and they always have great feedback, and we look at replays, which I was thinking today I might do a film or a video soon about just how I like to break down replays and look at film. This game one's almost over. Shout out to Soldier. I think he had kind of a crappy deck. He's actually in the I paired with him again in the next battle, which should be starting soon. And also my friend Pro, who is a Russian player in a Russian clan. Lots of Russian players. The developers are Russian. Apologies to my Russian friends on this game. I don't know many Russian words. I just learned Kololi yesterday, just to be able to translate what the name of that clan means. And so yeah, I've got no idea what how to pronounce Pro's clan, but maybe I'll learn soon. Yeah, this match is wrapping up. I think, yeah, yesterday, if you caught the video yesterday, I was using elves and just didn't really get a chance to stock up so many of them. And you can see here, they just kind of slice through anything and everything that's in their way. I think earlier he had a few gargoyles that, virtually non-existent. But yeah, game's over. You can see down at the bottom, got a little experience, a few Legion points, and those ice towers down at the bottom. I got ×3 ice towers. That's going to be added to a pool of cards that our clan will get to use this coming Thursday when we do the official clan wars. It will be more of a traditional matchup, a 1v1. You choose from your pool of cards and build a deck. You can win up to 10 games, but you can only lose 3. And then, yeah, just the wins, they count towards your clan rank. And then you get some rewards depending on how well that you do. That pretty much sums up how collections work. I'm going to play these next 2 games and just kind of talk about them with y'all, show some examples of what this mode really has to offer, some of the fun engagements, some of the weird unit combos. This match ended up being pretty entertaining. So I'm sneaking up into Soldier's base here. I'm going to be just a little bit annoying because why not? Put a watchtower down. Doesn't really cost me much of anything, 100 gold. It goes unnoticed long enough for me to be able to get it up, and then it's going to kill these 2 workers. So it pretty much pays for itself right off the bat. I think it gets a few more workers as time goes on. Just getting a quick little scout and trying to delay people. So each player has 3 available bases on their turf, their territory, if you will. And so oftentimes, pause. I've been playing this game for over a year now, and this is me discovering for the first time ever that you can tell your towers what unit you want them to hit. Yeah. Maybe play the tutorial. Anyways, like I was saying, you've got 3 bases to each player. One of the keys to victory is usually trying to occupy that 4th, stealing one off of your opponent. So yeah, now I'm coming down here. I'm putting some pressure on Pro. I'm going to force the cancel of this castle here. I'm going to keep these units just north of the bats here to see if he sends anything out, what he sends out. and just maybe how I want to play it going forward. I'm sending in my ninja here to get some eyes on him. I see the ice tower, which I don't really want to run into those at the moment. A pyromancer, so I'm really just gonna kind of camp out outside of his base. I'm gonna keep sending ninjas in to just see what he's working towards. See if I can peek at those barracks, what's building, see how his gold line is looking. And now I'm feeling a little bit behind in economy, so I lay down castle number 2. I hit chrono, and then you saw me rally my first castle to the gold line of the castle that's currently building and just start blasting out workers. It's a trick I picked up back in the day from watching Shadow. The idea is that you have less time of not mining at full capacity. Right here, I pull back a little bit and notice that soldier is trying to come down, so I try to be sly here and sneak into what would be Pro's third base, and I kind of am going to skip building my third base up top in like the natural spot that I would put it in hopes that I'm getting a leg up on Pro. I'm taking a base from him. I'm going to kind of keep him pinned in that corner, metaphorically choke him out, if you will. I'm also going to check my base and make sure the same thing isn't happening to me. But Pro's got the same idea. He's a smart player. He comes in, he kind of disrupts me doing my thing. So I go back to taking the spot up top. Just decide to play it safe. You've got all 3 of us going at it right down here, which is good for me. I'm sending my units in to try and do as much damage as I can to Pro in hopes that soldier maybe brings in the rear and finishes him off. I just displayed another world-beating bat bomb display. What actually happened on this one is I play with bats a lot, and I often have Swift in my deck. When you go to detonate those bats, they slow down a lot. And so what I'll usually do is I'll detonate them, and then I'll hit Swift, and then I'll have them all attack a unit that's in the middle of like a cluster that I want to take out, and that Swift usually makes up for their loss of speed. And I just, tensions were high at the moment. I forgot I was playing Clan Wars. I went to hit Swift actually, and it just kind of wasn't there. So yeah, now soldier is moving in on me pretty aggressively. I still haven't rebuilt from the last push that I made towards Pro, so I'm trying to hold strong. I'm trying to keep the high ground with those ninjas. He ends up taking them all out. He doesn't push that base immediately, which is kind of surprising. But then he does turn back, and you can see it lighten up on the mini-map there. He ends up taking it out. So now I'm just trying to hunker down and play defense, get as many units as I can out. I'm stocking up a lot of Vikings, a lot of ninjas, some healers mixed in there just to get a little bit of added value. I'm expecting soldier to push pretty soon, and here he comes with all of his ninjas. I thought this was going to be GG for me, to be honest. I saw that demon come out, all those ninjas. For whatever reason, they start pulling back. I don't know what soldier's resources were looking like. Maybe he thought he couldn't rebuild if he lost too much. So they do get pushed back, which is good for me. It opens up the door for me to be able to take back that base up to the north. So kind of go in there, start occupying the space, saving up some money so that I can go and rebuild, put down that base yet again. My original base is mined out, so I've got to move all my workers over there and kind of just let them hang out until this castle's done. That chrono's going to help it out, saving up just to get them building some gas, just to try to get a head start and start getting back into this thing. Move my owl over to the bottom of the ramp because I feel like he's definitely going to push it, and I need to hold strong here. And here he comes using that blessing. And then a funny thing here is smoke goes off, and I thought it was his smoke the whole time, but as I mentioned earlier, you only have one spell. Your you only have one spell in collections mode. So Pro actually had an owl sitting right here and cast that smoke to kind of help me out because he knew that I was falling behind and Soldier was kind of advancing. So thank you, Pro, even though you did it for yourself. It definitely kept me alive. Pro's gonna move back into his bottom right here, and he's putting up a tower. I'm dealing with yet another ninja attack. I've got healers, so I feel like I can just keep defending. I definitely have the advantage having the high ground, and yeah, they're not gonna kill my troops if I can heal them up. While that's happening, Pro puts down a tower. It hits my owl and kind of forces him out to the middle of the map, and I see this huge battle taking place, and I decide this is when it's time for me to try to push out there. Otherwise, I don't think I can win it outright. So try to sandwich Soldier here because he's definitely the strongest army. They end up splitting up. My army gets a little split here. I try to regroup, but let that little bit go off to the left so that I can scout and ultimately decide to pull back and sit at this watchtower so that I can have eyes on most of the map. From this watchtower, you can pretty much see anytime anyone moves. I don't think you can leave a single one of the little bases without getting detected. Maybe if it's like a single worker, but I see Soldier here moving his army out and also moving a whole bunch of workers into that left middle spot, which tells me that one or both of his bases are mined out. So I'm going to go try to break it up because I saw his army, just harassing me like that and kind of sitting there. And I thought if I can get up here, I can have the same advantage I had back home, but in one of his bases. So I'm at the top. I'm trying to defend. Some of my units get stuck on those buildings, but he isn't canceling, so I let them go just because to me the value there was taking out the castle. And I do think, I end up holding strong right here, actually. Pushing Soldier out of his own base. I'm feeling really good right now, but Pro has a full army again, and he is countering me now. This is kind of what I mean by these games can just break down and get really interesting. So I pull my units back. He hits me with that mysterious smoke again. I think I've got enough here to, those pyromages, they die super easy. They can put a lot of damage on at the same time, and it's area of effect damage. And he's got the priest, which can cast like a shield of protection around them. Pro types little sad face in the chat. I hit him back with my favorite little emoji, the dancing Vodoon. I'm thinking Pro's done here. I thought I knocked him out, and so now I'm going all in. Pushing into Soldier's base. I felt like I had what it took to take it, but kind of same story. He's got high ground, he's got those snipers, he's got the demons. He ends up being able to hold me off. And then kind of at the same time, I send my workers over to his third base because there's nothing else I can do. I'm mined out. See if maybe I can get in there. I can't. And then Pro comes up with more pyromages, and I'm thinking, where did those come from? I thought you were out of money. So I pull everything back, I start to regroup, spend pretty much the last of my money on one more big army. I feel like I've got one more chance to knock somebody out if I'm going to get an outright win here. So I start pushing south. I'm going to have this worker hiding right here. I was going to wait till that army went away and then try to just kill his worker with my worker, but he sees me, goes in there, kills that worker. So I'm going to go down to the bottom right. I'm going to push Pro's base because I know this one's got a decent amount of minerals left. And as I'm attacking it, to my surprise yet again, a full army of swordsmen and pyromages and high priests start marching up this ramp. And so, like, surely he hits me with the sneaky smoke again, but surely I'm like, if I can hold this, there's no way in hell that he has more money to fight me again. So I'm feeling great. I'm going to try to hold this position just like I did at the top earlier, occupy it, keep my guys there, It's got a drop ship lurking, but it ends up only having a few swordsmen in it, and I think my bats take it down. So yeah, moving all my workers from a mined out base over here. I'm going to just get to work. I've got Chrono ready, so I'm going to use it, and yeah, just kind of resetting. If you saw my league match versus Suakja, at the end I kind of talk about like the importance and how I feel of attacking someone's new investment. That same philosophy kind of applies here. That's why I'm staying. Another sad face from Pro. He's definitely done, right? That's why I'm staying in this base, because I want to protect the new investment too. So I've got 2 functioning bases, one at the bottom right, one at the top right. If I'm going to lose one, I'd rather it be the top right and still have a fighting chance. So here, I'm pushing up, going to go try to hit the left middle, and then I see Soldier, who I'm thinking just killed Pro. I'm like, okay, cool. So that sad face was for real. Let's go get this base. Let's get a win. And Pro, to my surprise, again, what is this, 3rd time? Has a full army, whole bunch of priest, whole bunch of pyro, and at that time I was just so weak. There's no way that I was going to overtake that army. So he cleans up my army. He's going to push into this base, and then I start to realize that, yeah, I'm kind of done. There's no way that little crying goblin, there's no way that I'm going to be able to rebuild. I've only got 350 gold now, so a castle costs 400. There's no way I can rebuild. But you should never surrender in a 1v1v1. So the rest of this match is going to look just crazy sped up, because it's pretty boring, but me, in the spirit of survival, I sink the rest of my gold into owls and just start placing them around the map to get some surveillance. I'm just trying to hope that they ignore me and get focused on fighting each other so much that maybe I can sneak away with a 2nd place. So following these armies, it seems like every time one of them's about to go towards me, the other one sneaks up on them. I'm sure that just like Pro kept coming back from the dead, they think that maybe I'm doing the same, which obviously isn't happening. I'm holding on for dear life here. Tower ends up taking out that owl. I'm also trying to be a little sneaky. Players that use snipers, like Soldiers got right now, often keep an owl on top of them just to help give them a little bit extra line of sight and to protect them from like a bat bomb coming in. And then Pro's also walking around with an owl. A lot of Russian players, actually I think most of them that are pretty good within like the top 100, top 50, carry owls around with their army. I rarely build owls, and I know that that's probably a flaw of mine, but I like to use bats, and then I also just like to have so many bases that like the entire map ends up being surveilled anyways, and I just don't want to waste the gas. Right here, those pyromages end up taking out, they're going to kill this castle. I was kind of impressed by that. And then I see this little fist bump from Pro. So 3 sad faces, he's still alive. I see like a cocky berserker. I'm like, let me go check this out. And lo and behold, Pro is dead. So I sneak away with a 2nd place. This last game, I just kind of get slaughtered. I'm going to play it while I kind of wrap things up. There's a player off to the right that I try to harass, and as I'm doing that, the player up at the top left sniffs it out, and he hits me with a counter that I just can't recover from. This is another one of those examples of just having a really weird deck, and I think all 3 of us did. All 3 of us had orcs, which is funny. I never use them. To me, they're just too expensive, and they take so long to build. And early game, you can do like a lightning and temptation rush, and like if that's the first unit you build, there's nothing you can do. All of your gold is invested in this clunky unit that's now it belongs to your opponent. I really only ever see some of the Spartans guys, and my friend Bolt used them and used them pretty well. It can be done. I used them early on when I first started playing, just because I've always been a fan of orcs in general. I definitely playing Warcraft was for the Horde. Anyways, I hope these matches kind of gave you a good overview of what Clan Wars is, how fun it can be. For those of you that have been giving me feedback, thank you so much. Please continue to do that, liking, subscribing. It really helps out. Get me, get that algorithm rolling and getting me in front of the eyes of hopefully some potential new players. It's the whole reason I started this channel, is because this community is really great, but it's also really small. So I'm just kind of out here fishing for any RTS fan. We all have smartphones. The game's free. Come on down, come play, come check it out. It can be a little frustrating at first. The card collecting element can feel a little pay to win, but I assure you it's not. I'm completely free to play, and I've got high level cards. It doesn't take you very long to grind up to it, and plus it's just a whole lot of fun. So if you're a fan of the faster paced, more StarCraft style of play, the 1v1 ladder is very competitive. Or if you like a slower pace, kind of like Warcraft, the team matches are a whole lot of fun. The team matches also, they equalize the card levels, so starting out, if you are getting frustrated by uneven cards, play some team games. You can get some experience, you can get some gold, and start leveling up your cards. Ranked 1v1 matches do equalize cards, but not as drastically as team matches. But there's ways around it. It's not a deal breaker. You can absolutely beat somebody with higher level cards than you. It takes just a little bit extra. It's like playing on super hard mode. Anyways, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks again so much, especially if you hung around this whole time. I know it's kind of a long video. Let me know down in the comment section, though. Is there something you want me to cover? Would you like more guides? Like I said, I want to do the breaking down film video. I plan on doing more competitive matches. This footage was more of like from a gameplay perspective, but I've also done videos from like a replay perspective where I can see the entire map. Do you prefer one or the other? Just let me know. I'm happy to make whatever you want happen. So thanks again, and I'll see y'all next time. Later.